Are you trying to move on from a narcissist and you just don't know how, and maybe you're just at your wit's end? By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly, step by step, how to move on from that narcissist. Hi, I'm Rebecca Zung, top 1% divorce attorney and the best-selling author of the books Negotiate Like You Matter and Breaking Free, a step-by-step divorce guide. And I've helped thousands of people just like you go from lives of drama, trauma, and chaos to step into lives of freedom, possibility, and purpose. So before we go any further, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload brand new content so that you can be helped and live that new life too. This is part 2 of my conversation with Joanna Kleinman, who is a life coach, who specializes in helping people move on and dethrone their inner critic. And in this episode, she's going to talk much more about how to move on and get that narcissist out of your head and out of your life. So without further ado, let's dive into part 2.
I know for me, it just, like all of a sudden, because it was like little things, because I was dealing with a covert narcissist. Well, I had 2 different ones in my life, but the one that you knew about, it was like this death by 1,000 cuts. There were like a whole bunch of little things that weren't right. Yeah. But, with covert narcissists, they're so subtle and they're really, really good at being passive aggressive and just manipulative enough to get under your skin, but they live on this balance of this teetering of just enough to annoy you and traumatize you, but not enough for the world to see what they're doing to you. Yeah. So the rest of the world sees them as good and kind and great and so nice and wonderful people, and only you see that other side of them. And so it's that whole gaslighting thing of making you think like you're the one that's crazy because look, the rest of the world thinks I'm amazing. Yes. So it's really, really tough. And I know for me, one of the things, because I'm a ruminator and I was like always obsessing over what is this person doing? What are they going to do next? And, and so I would say one of the things that people can do to stop, and I say this in other videos as well, is like, don't obsess. Don't stop. I had this epiphany of if I'm like obsessing about what this other person is going to do to me next, or is stabbing me behind the back, or whatever they're doing. Yeah. I'm not creating. I'm not in positive mode. I'm not experiencing joy in my life at that moment. Yes. Yeah. So can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. Okay. So obsessional thoughts, what that really is control. Okay. Let me think about this over and over and over again so I can in some way control whether this person is going to hurt me. How is he or she behaving, right? What's going to happen, right? So that's all about trying to control your future, which is an illusion. It's impossible. Okay. Now, control issues put your physical brain into fight, flight, freeze. Right? Remember, going back to that brain, that physical brain that's geared towards survival, okay? When we're trying to control something that we have no control over, which is somebody else's behavior, we have no control over how somebody else behaves, okay? But we're trying to find that control over something that we have no control over. So exactly what you're saying when we're in
So say that again. Fight, flight, freeze.
Fight, flight, freeze. It is the primitive part of our brain, okay? It is the primitive part of our brain that is only rooted in survival. That's your survival mechanism, okay? Is trying to control your future so that you don't have pain, which sets you up to always feel this overwhelming sense of fear because we can't control the future.
And we can't control the other person.
You can't control the other person, and you can't control anything that isn't right here, right now. You can control your thoughts. your emotions and your behavior. And so when you are in fight, flight, freeze brain, you don't have access to the higher level of thinking in other parts of your brain. And it is those parts of your brain that are associated with creativity, innovation, groundedness, right? You don't have any access to that. So you get into, when you talk about obsession, what you're talking about is this repetitive thought loop where you've got a thought that leads to a feeling, that leads to a behavior, that leads to another thought, right? And before you know it, you're in this vicious cycle of a thought that keeps looping.
Yeah. And it just is like the loop of insanity. It's basically the definition of insanity, because there's never going to be any good outcome from that. Yeah. And when you were saying something about, you were expecting this narcissist or this toxic person to, make you feel better or feel, love or whatever. The flip side of that is people who will say to me, he makes me feel like crap. She makes me feel blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And so giving them that power of saying, I'm going to allow you to dictate how I feel. And I'm giving you that permission to dictate how I feel. And you're giving this person who feels worthless about their own selves.
That's right.
To dictate how you're going to feel. And you're never going to have any satisfaction from that.
That's right.
So I want to also talk about, a lot of people who are dealing with these people, they're constantly going, why are they doing this? Mm-hmm. A reasonable person wouldn't act this way. Right. So talk about, how to stop trying to apply reason to unreasonable.
That's right. So where you lose your reasoning, right? If you are in a toxic relationship where you lose your reasoning is by buying into the thought, okay, which is really fundamentally a belief, right? A belief is a thought we think over and over and over again, okay? So the belief is you make me feel worthless, no good, right? You make me feel that way. Now, here's the thing. Okay, if you're a healthy person, the most fundamental thing that you can do as far as shifting into a different mind is recognizing that there isn't a human being alive that can make you feel worthless, unlovable, unimportant, no good, okay? They behave how they behave. It is your thoughts about how they behave that makes you feel these emotions. And most people don't understand that, right? Most people do really believe that it is this person that makes me feel that way, or it is this circumstance that makes me feel that way.
So it's a faulty logic and cause and effect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is our thoughts.
Right.
It starts with our thoughts. Our thoughts determine our emotions, determine our behavior. So when we can recognize, right, that we can control our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, we can let go and let people, they're going to behave how they behave. This narcissist is going to behave how she or he behaves. There is nothing that has nothing to do with you.
No.
And the only thing that we can do, right, when we're in a better mindset,
and even if they say it's your fault, you caused this, blah, 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 it's still not. I mean, they're going to say that, right?
They're going to say that. That's listen, so the narcissist's automatic thought is always it's your problem. That's what a narcissist does. There's no ability to take ownership, right?
Right.
And that's why they have a string of, right, like dysfunctional relationships. So the narcissist will always blame you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know for me, one of the things that was really important I had to recognize, oh my God, this person is sick. These people that I'm dealing with are narcissists. That's what they are. They're not going to get better. It's really sad. It's too bad. you want things to be different because, I'm a fixer. I have always been able to fix things, make things happen, and so I thought that I could fix it, make it better, have it be at least cordial, have it be at least, but you just can't do that when you're dealing with a person who is sick.
Yeah.
And so acknowledging your own behavior, acknowledging what you did to allow this to happen is I think really important, because then that actually allows you to take control over and realize, okay, I have control for the next time. And forgive yourself and go, okay, this happened. And I can learn from this. And now I know these things, but allowing, I allowed it to happen. I love Maya Angelou's, where she says, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. And I didn't do that. And so I had to take responsibility for that and then forgive myself and then move on.
Yes.
So we have like a couple minutes, and I really want to get some of your like really awesome tidbits in there. So give us your last thoughts on how people can really, move on and get over this.
Absolutely. Well, okay. So also, to quote Maya Angelou, because she's so brilliant.
I know, I love.
She's amazing, right?
Yeah.
So she says that we are blind until we see, and that when we know better, we do better. Okay.
Oh, yes. That's such a good one.
Right. So here's the way it is for all human beings on the planet. All human beings, our lives, right, are a journey. Okay. And so with every step that every chapter of our lives, we're blind until we see. And so rather than looking back and saying, I should have done this and I shouldn't have done that, the way that you can see this is this relationship, as toxic as it was, okay, it's all in service of your growth. It's all in service of your journey, right? Remember I said before, it's a mirror, so that really almost you needed to be in this relationship and have this painful experience so that you can wake up. Because human beings, unfortunately, for every one of us, we only grow when we're in pain.
Yeah,
and sometimes we got to get hit in the face with a 2x4 before we wake up.
Yeah,
Toxic relationships do. They wake us up.
Yep. What is it, Rumi, that says something like, where the wound is, that's where the light enters, or something like that.
Yes.
It's so good. And that's so true. And, honestly, I wrote books on negotiation. I presented at Camp Empowerment on negotiation. And, my whole thing about negotiating with a narcissist has been born from having to deal with real narcissists in my real life. And so, I've been able to help, now thousands and thousands of people. Right. Because of the pain that I suffered, and helping people get past that.
Exactly. That's why I developed Dethroning Your Inner Critic, because of my 30-year journey of needing to unhook from my own automatic mind and rewire a new mind, right? It's like, that's what happens. We learn from our pain.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This has been amazing. So tell us about you, where people can find out more about you, what you're up to, and what they can do to get some of your amazing, awesome stuff.
Great. Yeah. So my website is dethroningyourinnercritic.com. And I have a podcast where you can find it wherever you find podcasts, called Dethroning Your Inner Critic. And I work with people all over the world. I work with men and women individually. And then I also have a group program that's all online. It all takes place over Zoom. And it is a program that's called Mastering Your Mind, where that's for women, okay? And I keep the groups fairly small, and you literally learn how to rewire a brand new mind to design the rest of your life moving forward.
Oh, awesome.
So it's amazing.
Incredible.
And yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that you were here, and I know this is going to help so many people. Thank you so much, Joanna.
Thank you for having me. This was a wonderful opportunity, Rebecca.
Thanks for watching part 2 of this 2-part episode on how to move on from a narcissist with Joanna Kleinman. I'm Rebecca Zung. If you like this video, give it a like, give it a share, drop me a comment, let me know that you were here. And if you want more support, then feel free to please join my free private Facebook group. And if you're getting ready to negotiate with a narcissist, then you're going to want to download my free Crush My Negotiation Prep Worksheet, and I will drop a link to that below as well, or you can just go to winmynegotiation.com and grab it yourself. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, now is a great time to do that. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in the next video. Remember that today's a great day to negotiate your best life.